Hello all. I have the new batch of Headroom. This was actually released when it was in the can for 11 days. Right now it's been in the can for, I guess, a little over 2 weeks. And you probably know the drill with Headroom. 8 pounds of hops per barrel. That means that in one sort of standard keg size, which is a half barrel size, there'll be 4 pounds of hops. That's a huge amount. I once calculated exactly how many ounces per can that is, and it's a lot. Well, not, maybe it's like close to an ounce, I don't know. But let's do it. It's Mosaic, Galaxy, and Columbus, of course. That's what they use as a bittering hop for a lot of the beers at Trillium. And let's just jump into it. I didn't get the try Legroom, which was a new beer this year, where it's kind of like Headroom's softer, less bitter cousin. It's super hot, so I chilled my glass a little bit. But the head doesn't look too bad. With some older batches of Headroom, there was basically no head. And that happens with some of these uber hopped Trillium beers. And with other New England IPAs too, that you don't get any head retention. But that looks kind of okay. I'm sure it'll die down quickly in this heat and humidity right now, and I'm smelling things already. Yeah. It's pretty big on the Galaxy, I'd say. Though, yeah, you do get that juicy peach with a little bit of a spicy, peppery thing, kind of like fresh cut jalapeno from the Mosaic, but it's not like the, I don't know, the peppery notes that are kind of smoky that I don't like about Mosaic. I'm not really getting that. It's just really peachy. And then lots of pineapple too coming in, kind of unripe pineapple with those hints of kind of menthol greenness that I get from Galaxy a lot. But very, very fruity. I'm not getting any scary, sulfury, chalky notes. And pretty explosive aroma, but it smells like what I remember Headroom smelling like. The last 2 years I didn't get cans, I had it on tap, but I thought it was pretty good the last 2 years. Maybe some guava stuff going on in there. Guava, I always feel like it's one of the more bitter tropical fruits. I haven't really had actual fresh straight up guava. But it's almost has like a pininess to it, I feel like, when I've had guava IPAs or a guava juice nectar. And there's no weird yeast stuff happening, no big esters or phenols or anything getting in the way. It doesn't smell medicinal. It smells like a Trillium beer, you know, just dank hops, fruity, don't even notice any malt. That's thick. Ooh, that's a nice creamy vanilla notes come in there. I like that. That might be a little bit from the yeast, a little bit from the hops and the malts they use. I think they use the normal kind of malts, like a C15 crystal malt, just a teeny bit, but mostly just pale and white wheat is what they use at Trillium, and that's very, very pale beer, so I'm sure not much specialty malt at all. Nice and thick, weighty mouthfeel. A little bit soft, but does have a little bit of a prickly texture. It's not seltzery or anything like that. The carbonation doesn't seem like soda. That's very nice. It does have a little bit of hot burn. I'm sure it's going to build up, but my throat's not being burned quite yet. And there's definitely some bitterness in this, but it might be coming more from just the insane dry hop than from a lot of boiled hops. Yeah, just overtakes your whole face with hoppy goodness. And I do love that little bit of vanilla sweetness. And the malt's I'm not even getting like, maybe it's a little bit of a Honey Nut Cheerios thing, but not much. This is just hops on hops on hops. And you can tell I'm going back for more and more sips. It's not too taxing on the palate. Yeah, that's nice. It's the punch in the mouth that you expect Headroom to be. but it's not a struggle to drink it. That's one problem with these kinds of beers, is if it just ends up being an unpleasant experience after a minute, then there's something that's not quite right with it. You need to tweak it a little bit, because you shouldn't have to choke down a beer like this. If it has a 4.6 and you're struggling to finish it, then maybe there's a lot of hype going on, and it's not because it's actually a palatable beer. Yeah, the Galaxy really takes over in the flavor. And the pineapple, it's weird. It's like, it's bitter and unripe, but I'm also now getting more of a sugary, sweet tropical thing happening. It's getting more grapefruit, definitely, but it's not all pithy grapefruit. That's sort of taking over all of the tropical juiciness. It's still a very, very juicy beer, but complex juiciness. Not just sweet ripeness, there's also some bitter pith, grapefruit, white grapefruit, and ruby red grapefruit maybe. And a nice sort of bitter but also sugary vanilla finish. Really well done this year. I'm glad I got some of it. And I would say that a little over 2 weeks old, it's ready to be drunk. Yeah, it's very, very Congress Street-like. It's very Galaxy forward. I think the mosaic's just giving you a little bit of that more tropical, sweet, stone fruit quality. But I'd say it's a 4.5 beer. Definitely. Goodbye.